The last couple of months I've been walking this section with Darla on the KMP trail. Really quite nice. Some nice open fields. Well, this is my first ride back on the trail since November. And they've done a nice job of clearing it. Last week's ice storm really did a number on most of the trails around here. Okay, so by now you're probably wondering, so what is this toy Steve's talking about? I got myself a little drone, the DJI Neo. So in this video I want to talk a little bit about why I got it, how it works. So let's take a quick look at some of the modes you might actually see me use on my upcoming videos. Follow mode is the most likely one I'll use. I do ride alone quite a bit in my videos, so this is a good way to get it without having someone else needing to take a footage. Spotlight mode as well is kind of cool, especially on like a corner like this where it'll get you coming and going that I couldn't do otherwise without a fair bit of setup. And direction track is one that I still need to work through a little bit, where it's supposed to actually follow you. So some of these modes may not be actually great for cycling, but they may be for hiking or just if you're out for a walk somewhere. This mode's called droney, where it just kind of goes up and comes back.
6 meters. Droney. 3, 2, 1.
So the 6 meters indicates how far up it'll go. You should start coming back. So DJI provides a app to use with this drone, even though it's kind of intended to be a very simple drone, and you have the held controls, which I'll show you right on the drone itself here in a minute. But there are some instances like this one where I'm actually going to want to try and do it manually. So looking at the trees, you can see how windy it is, so it was moving around a bit that day. This mode is one I'm really looking forward to using on shots like this, where you get a bit of a different angle of watching me cycling over a bridge or something, especially if there's like water on both sides. It'd be kind of cool. So why buy a drone in the first place? I think part of it was just to add some variety to my videos. You know, the more interest the channel gains, and the more I do it, and the more I'm looking for ways to try and enhance the experience and the video experience, both for viewers and for me, I thought it might be a nice little way to do it relatively expensively. I bought this on Amazon for about $225 Canadian, so it wasn't too bad an investment really. I had other DJI products, including the camera, the Osmo 4, which I have, and the DJI mini mic, so I will work on doing a bit of another video on that for those of you who are interested in the entire vlogging setup that I have and how it works. So far it's been good. My experience with the drones, only had a couple of times I've been out and used it. It's pretty good. I think you have to kind of have some expectations that are managed because it is a budget drone. You know, you're not spending $1,200, $1,300 on a drone. So you're going to get what you pay for in some cases. It has 4K video, which is for the most part is fine for the types of modes I'm going to use it in. You can use it with DJI controller, so you get more control in what you wanted to do it. As you saw from my video where I did the manual controls, it worked okay. And that's probably the only time I'm going to set up a shot like that where I'd use the manual controls. The rest of the time, again, just going through, pushing the various buttons.
Circle, rocket, spotlight, direction track.
It's quite easy. Then you're just going to look at it, hold it down, then it takes off and does this thing. The odd time it's kind of spazzed out and you know, hit the ground or whatever. That's probably my doing more than anything, but Overall, I think, I'm probably going to use it most likely in a couple of modes. Some of the modes didn't work well. I tried the direction track mode where you kind of face it at you, you're supposed to follow you, and it was kind of all over the place. I was hoping it would just stay right in front of me and just follow me along as I went, but it kind of went off to the side. So this thing as well doesn't have a lot of sensors in it because you only have sensors on the bottom to kind of help land it. So, you have to be really careful kind of where you're flying this thing, because you have to watch for branches, trees, rock cuts, that kind of thing, because it's not going to be smart enough to figure that out. You have to pay more money to do that. You certainly, if someone's a lot more into the kind of video stuff than I am, it might be a worthwhile investment for someone to do that. But for me, I'm not making any money out of this channel. This is very much a hobby for me. I think it's kind of a neat way to start. If for some reason I really, really like the experience, then I can always upgrade down the road. So the other thing I really liked about this is just, I'm a very simple guy. And I didn't want to get something where you have to stop, set it up, and, have like controllers and pack all sorts of stuff. This just, as you can see here, fits in the back pocket of my cycling jersey. And, again, you don't have to use a remote control with it. You can just hit the buttons and it takes off and you put it away. I really like that. Taking a little break on my KMP trail ride to wrap up this video. So one thing I didn't really get a chance to do because the battery died there is show you a few different modes. Now this wasn't actually the first time I used a drone. I did use a drone at a very quiet place near my house last week. So I'm going to show you a few of the different modes. Again, most of them I don't think are going to be useful for cycling, certainly not when you're on the move. One thing I didn't mention as well, in terms of using this to like follow you, I think it's got a maximum speed around 24 kilometers. So in most cases that's fine for me. You have to be aware of that. It can't keep up if you're going super fast. And in this mode here, which you'll see, which is called Helix, last week when I was filming, you can sort of see the limitations as well. It's kind of a neat mode, so it kind of goes in an angular around you, but you can see where it can't avoid the trees. I misjudged it a little bit. So finally, the other thing I don't really have much confidence in right now is flying the drone over water. So part of that's due to the battery, part of it's due, it's just not very powerful. So if it gets stuck out there or wipes out and you kind of lose your drone, I think if you get the remote control for it, probably gives you more power, more options to do that. It gives you the option to actually have the drone return to home, which you don't have otherwise, just in the manual mode. But again, that's something it's not a big deal for me for the most part. I could, for example, going over like Consacon ride, I did in Prince Edward County, where there's a nice little bridge that goes over the water. You could certainly do it in like follow mode and get it, or like the mode I did earlier where you saw it at the bridge, where I'm putting the drone up and we'll get a shot going across it, which includes the water. It's probably sufficient for my purposes. So I hope you enjoyed that little glimpse in terms of my new little toy. Let me know what you think. Do you think this will add some cool new shots to the videos? I'd love to hear your comments, and I hope you keep following along. Take care.